Good afternoon, Facebook, or good morning, Facebook. This is Steve Nantina from Be Live in 5, broadcasting to you live from BeLive.tv. Now, today, we would like your help. You can join us to chat, and I'll post a link in a moment, but what we're actually trying to find out is what the reach is of Facebook. We're testing Facebook reach because we've got several theories, and we want to try them out, don't we? We want to find out where our audience is.
I'm sharing out to my page now, so.
Okay, and.
We are there. I'm watching us and we're live.
Good, right, so that's the first good thing. We've gone live, and Tina's found the post. I'm going to find the post, and I'm going to share it on my share. And thank you, April, for sharing too. So we are live, and so we're now on the Be Live in 5 page. We're on Tina's Facebook page. We're on my Facebook page, and where else can we go? Where could we share to?
Belivers group.
Good. Let's go to Belivers group and greet our friends in the Belivers group who are all active users of BeLive.tv, and we'll see if anybody in the group is watching. If you are watching at the moment, we want a favor from you. We don't want you to just do anything other than just comment and say where you are, because what we're trying to test Facebook reach and see how far it does reach, and whether just going live rather than going scheduled live makes a difference to the viewing audience. And I mean, we've had some brilliant shows with 400 or 500 views, and we just want to recreate that. But we have good news about our Udemy course, don't we?
Yes, we do. I'm posting over here. So
oh, right, okay. Right. Well, Tina and I created a Udemy course which was published on the 1st of June 2017. And we are happy today to say that we currently have, and this is live up-to-date information, we currently have 1,319 students on that course. So we'd like to say thank you to all of them. And if you want to reach out to us at any time, please do. And we're here to help, as is the group that we run, which is the Be Live in 5 student group. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share a link for the course. We do have people watching, as I know we've got people watching, but they seem, and link to the group.
Yes, I've shared to the Belivers group, and actually just shared it to the group rather than in the daily broadcast.
Oh, right, okay.
So that should get us more of a reach, so we can see our live viewers have jumped a bit, so people are seeing it.
Yeah, we're seeing a response. As I say, if you could comment, then just to say hello and where you are, then this would be very helpful. This is live research. We're testing out Facebook Live from BeLive.tv, and we want to say hello to everybody and discover where you're listening in from and how you found us. So our first hello of the day is to Steve, and good to see you again, Steve. And I hope you're enjoying BeLive.tv. And Denise, good afternoon as well. And this is wonderful, Denise. We're actually meeting people who we haven't seen
before,
in a while.
Right? Yeah.
Before, yeah. I mean, that's of course. April 2.0.
April is working from home for the next 2 weeks, so she gets to see a little bit more of the daytime programming than she normally does. So
she can watch the daytime TV.
Yeah. So we should tell people what we're doing this live research for, and that is because there have been some anomalies in terms of reach for live shows that go through the BeLive.tv platform. and some pretty big discrepancies. There you
Discrepancies.
go. I'll get it out. I do know how to say it. From one show to the next on the same page with the same people who have consistently gotten big numbers are now suddenly having lower numbers for whatever reason. And we're trying to figure out if that has something to do with the scheduling feature or what's going on. So if you've experienced any of that, we'd love to hear from you.
Indeed. And we do know that 95% of BeLive.tv shows suffer no problems at all, and we don't hear from people. So we're hearing from people who do have problems, and what we'd like to do is this research to see if we can discover why. Now, this show was impromptu. It's totally unscheduled. Tina shared it. I shared it. April shared it. And what we're trying to do is to work out whether it's the scheduling system that's the problem or what's happening. Because normally when I go live and I share it to my Facebook page, my personal profile, the people who are, it's not gone there. Just a moment. Can you just carry on a minute, Tina, while I just do something? I've lost.
Yeah, so we are seeing, as Stephen said, 95% of all the broadcasts are working perfectly through BeLive, but we are seeing some concerns from a few users, and it's really difficult for us to test because it may never happen to us. But we are attempting to do a little research and see if we can figure out if and when it happens and try to follow the rabbit trail, I guess, and figure out why it's happening. It's like herding cats, though, because there's no real, like, you never know when it's going to happen or who it's going to happen to. So it's not an easy thing to track down. That's why it's really important for all of you as users to report when you have things happen, report them so that the team can work on them. And the BeLive.tv team is aware of the issue that a few people are having, and they are diligent in working on that. They are always really quick to respond personally. So
Indeed.
Denise got the notification from when I shared it in the Belivers group.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Stephen. Or thank you, Steve, and thank you, Denise, for letting us know where you saw it. If anyone else has had problems, and it's not just this, this is the particular issue that we're trying to figure out, but there seems to be a lot of really just wonky things going on with Facebook in general, not even just with live video, just in general. I was working on monthly reports for my clients because I do social media consulting, and was just some of the insights are not showing up at all. For pages that have been around for a really long time, it will tell me there's no data, which is completely untrue. So there's just lots of really strange things happening, and it could just be a matter of Facebook doing its updates that's interfering with some people and not everyone. We see that often.
Oh, we do.
With
Yeah, just post if you want to join us. You're welcome to do so. This is billed as a chat, so if you want to come on board and chat with us for a few moments, you're more than welcome to do so. And we are exploring, trying to find out exactly how Facebook is treating live broadcasts. So this is part of a test to see what happens, and we can tell straight away that people were able to find us more easily. And okay, now Antonio joined us. Welcome, Antonio. So Antonio he's no idea how he found out about us. He's got 3 monitors. The warning jumped, and here I am. I think I've seen it in the Belivers group. Okay.
Probably that's right. Probably where Antonio got it.
Now,
we should say, sorry, Stephen.
No, sorry, carry on.
I was just going to say that, trying to nail this down is difficult for many reasons, but as we're testing this, Stephen in particular tests a lot of different platforms. The BeLive's our favorite, and of course we're brand ambassadors for BeLive, but we don't know for sure yet if Facebook is treating live video coming through a third party differently than it is coming through just the native Facebook Live app. And that's something we all want to know. But just from the lives that I've done, and I have only used Facebook Live native app and BeLive.tv. I haven't been using the other applications to go live that Stephen has. But between those two, my BeLive actually gets more engagement and more views than my native app does. And so
Right. Okay.
I don't really feel yet anyway that Facebook is favoring its own native app for live, but we really don't know.
No, the thing is, we don't know. We can only guess and experiment, and it's good to be able to experiment with friends. If you want to join us, then I have just posted the link in the chat, and you can come and I've broken it again.
We welcome your insights.
Oh, we surely do. The link's in the chat if you want to come and have a talk and join us live on air. And if you are watching this show and you want to help us reach a greater audience, just for this show, we're not saying you should do it every time, but if you could please share this show, then we want to see what Facebook does as a result of your share.
Help us out with this particular test.
Yes, please.
To see how that affects the views. And we should say that we're also here to talk about BeLive in 5 and BeLive in general. So if you're watching and you have no clue what we're talking about with this test, but you have questions about BeLive in general, we welcome those as well. We're here to help.
We are, indeed. And just to go through, I want to say hello to Tim Gillette.
Hi, Tim.
Alfredo. Right, okay. Now, that's a theory. Basically, Alfredo is saying the reach of Facebook is based on the number of friends who share your post. Sharing the post is one of the factors in the reach. I mean, obviously, the more people who share a post, then the more different audiences you're actually reaching out to. But what we've been finding with scheduled posts at the moment is that people are not being notified that you've gone live and therefore are not coming in. So this particular broadcast you're watching now was not scheduled. We just went live on spec, and I tell you, this program is performing better than scheduled broadcasts have been doing recently. And it is we are BeLive in 5 breaking news, and today's news is that Tina and I are happy that on our Udemy course we have got. Let's share the course. On our Udemy course, Tina and I have got 1,319 students, and if you want to know anything about BeLive TV and how to use it, then please do take the course. It's free. The link's in the thread here, and you're welcome just to go and to try it out.
Yeah. And that course will answer most of your basic questions. If you have any questions about going live with the BeLive platform, and the course will answer probably 95% or not, if not more, of your questions. Back to what Alfredo said about sharing your views being based on the number of shares. I don't know how true that is. It may be one of the factors. I don't think it is the defining factor. We did a live broadcast for a continuing legal education. We had 3 people in the real live audience on, like, in person. We had 10,000, over 10,000 views, and there were not a great deal of shares. There were around 20 shares. So I don't know, like I said, I'm sure that's a factor in everything, but there has to be more to it than that. This was not publicized beforehand. It was not scheduled beforehand. There was nothing that happened before this went out. We just went live like Stephen and I are right now.
Yep. We did, because we wanted to see, we've gone back to basics. We've gone back to when you couldn't schedule, you just had to go live, and then you got to build your audience that way.
It does seem that people are getting the notifications better when you go live without scheduling.
I think that's true, because the time on the date and time on the show's schedule post is wrong, because it's the date and time you actually created the show. If you are watching, please share. We want to reach as wide an audience as possible on this impromptu show, and for BeLive in 5. And we are testing Facebook reach. How far will Facebook promote and push a live video if it's shared effectively? Now, come back to that. Jeff did a video, Jeff Adams, host of BeLive Weekly, Monday night or Monday afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern, posted today, and he said the more that it is shared, then the greater your audience will be. And that is true. But there have been shows who've shared the same way every time, and they're getting different viewer numbers. And what we're trying to do is get towards the bottom of that.
Right.
And we've now got 12 people watching. We are, of course, this show on Thursday normally is Grow Your Live Tribe, and we are actively at this moment growing our live tribe because the number of viewers, live viewers, is going through the roof. Thank you to everybody who's watching.
Absolutely. And
yeah.
do share so we can test that share theory. I question that because of my own experiences and experiences with my clients. You mentioned Jeff Adams and the show that he did. He also does kind of impromptu, kind of creative mind things, like inspirational talks, where he just comes on live in the moment and talks. Those have a massive following. And I think it's because he's just doing it. It's not scheduled. I really feel like the scheduling may be affecting the notification process for people to be notified that you're live.
Yeah, I think that is definitely a factor. I mean, Jeff is very close friends with Steve Aitchison, who's the chap who's got 3.3 million Facebook followers.
Yes.
So he's got the Aitchison effect. In other words, when Steve shares his show, then it reaches a wider audience. We're actually trying to build the Be Live in 5 effect. What happens when our audience share? So,
and that is a factor with sharing. So if you have 40 shares from just your average Facebook user, or if you have one share from Mari Smith, it's going to be a completely different result because she has such an enormous tribe of followers. Yep. So I don't know how they're factoring that in. I would love to see an algorithm or infographic or something that kind of explains this so that we can figure out how to best market our lives.
Well, indeed, because if we could figure out what the magic sauce was, then we could make more of a success of live. I mean, right, don't get us wrong. I just want to put a rider on this. I think we both agree on this. Tina's no idea what I'm going to say, but when we go live, it's to actually network with people and meet new people. Now, as far as I'm concerned, if I go live and I make contact with one new person during the course of that show, either by messaging or seeing they've liked the show and connecting with them afterwards, then that is a win. So one person contacted on a show, new person, is a win. But if you want to get your message out, then you need to be able to grow your audience. So that's what we're experimenting with today. So we are testing Facebook reach. And if you are watching, please share. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask those and we'll try our best to answer them.
Yeah, and Stephen said, I think Steve just said something about he shared out and asked people to let them know if they were notified or something. I don't know. Can you pull that up?
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Hang on. Yeah, if basically people have been telling us that where they got notified, and Denise, hello again, Denise, got notified in Belivers. Steve got notified that Be Live in 5 was live, so that's good.
I think you're not getting all of the comments because I'm seeing them flash up briefly on my screen.
Oh, right. Okay.
And hang on, let me see if I can go to the Be Live in 5 page and read the comments because I don't know if you're getting them.
I've just had a bit of a refresh. All right.
Okay. Let me know if you see them because there's several.
Oh, wow. My apologies to everybody. We had a tradition in the UK that on a Saturday after football matches, you get a scrolling list of all the football scores. We've got a similar thing here with the comments. On the right-hand side, I can see the comments, but it got stuck. So, Steve is saying this is the biggest audience he's seen. Yeah. It's going pretty well. And he's asked people to, oh, right. Okay. That's brilliant. If you can get that research for us, that's absolutely fantastic. And Denise, I know we want viewers live, but it's also important to remember that replays get a lot of views as well with the algorithm, and they're equally beneficial.
Absolutely. Yeah, we always tell people to speak as if you're talking, speak to the replay. make sure you always include the audience that's coming in after you're no longer live. And of course, you have the added benefit of being able to continue to interact with your audience through the comments once the show is no longer live. And that's a really important piece of growing your live tribe, although we're not technically doing that show today. It's just making sure you follow up after you're no longer live. Continue to follow up in the comments and interact with your audience.
And that's what we're going to do now. Antonio says, it is very interesting to analyze the reactions in each part of the video, but beware of cheating. Facebook penalizes viewers who react too often. It's only for a few minutes. Okay, we'll check that out. We'll look at the analysis after that. One of the beauties of actually broadcasting from a Facebook page is that you do get now a complete analysis of what went on during the video itself. So we've taken a look at that. And success of a video and things that most influence are like poker. Oh, let's read on. This is a story. Antonio's telling us a story. So in poker, each combination is more important than the others according to their difficulty in Facebook. The reactions are evaluated according to the effort that the user must make. Okay, right. Yes. Okay, so I think I've got that. I'll come to Steve's question in a minute. So if somebody, so we've got a like, people can like a post. That's obviously one effect. People can share a post. People can comment on a post.
Yeah, I think not lack, but like. I'm Southern. People never know what I'm saying. So I think that, having a reaction, because that's what they're calling you now, because you can do more than just like a post. You can put a smiley or an angry or whatever. But a reaction, I think, is the least amount of credit. Like it takes the least amount of effort. So Facebook doesn't give it too much credit. But if they take the time to share, which is equally easy, you just press a button. You don't necessarily even have to write anything. But the fact that they're willing to then share this on their own platform is more meaningful than simply putting a reaction up. And then also, if you're commenting, that's an interaction. So absolutely understand what Antonio's saying, and I think it's absolutely true. So yeah, I mean, if you get more quality engagement other than just the likes, and then we see, the hundreds of hearts floating across, and it's because your big fan is sitting there and pushing the heart 100 times. And so, after they pushed it 50 times, Facebook's like, okay, well, that doesn't mean anything anymore, and we're not counting that.
Okay, indeed. Well, and then we've got a question from Steve. I'm just still catching up with what I missed. What about the influence of the live map? I'm not sure who makes it to the top list, but if there's a random element, it might be a factor. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
We've both gone quiet on the live map. I can't remember the last time I went to see it. Because the thing is that if you click on somewhere, it is so random. You've no idea what you're clicking on. Mm-hmm. And it can be a soccer match. It can be a judo. It can be
something you don't want to see.
Indeed, that's where I was headed. So it is a bit random. And Alfredo's saying there's only 4 shares, but just to come back to that, I think that if you did appear on the map and you're in the trending, then obviously that's going to help as well.
Maybe. Alfredo, I don't know who looks at that. I find it to be completely useless to me. Even though they've recently started to add on the bottom of the lives, across the bottom when you're watching a live stream or at the end of a live stream, they'll give you some more suggestions. Even those are random for me. Like, they're not things that I follow. They're not topics that I have, let Facebook know I'm interested in. They're just completely random things. Mm. I notice that they have a lot of live viewers at the time. So I'm wondering if the number of live viewers is what they're looking at to promote things.
That could well be a factor. Because obviously if you've got a lot of live viewers, then they're going to, okay, we're building a picture here. We'll replay this afterwards and make notes for our next share. And Alfredo is saying, grow your audience. The audience, myself, and this is true, has been following Stephen Healey since the days of Blab. And I just met Tina through the BeLive platform. Indeed. I mean, it is all about networking. We've connected the days of Blab and the days of Be Live now. Brought a lot of people together, and we are a community. We do help and support each other. And that's absolutely brilliant because we've got to know a lot of people through this platform, haven't we?
Absolutely. Yeah, my own tribe has grown immensely since I started using Live. And Be Live in particular has such a great community. I've made not only grown my tribe, but I've grown my actual real life friend set. So, and colleagues, I have people that I collaborate with now. Stephen's one, but I have a couple others that I've met through Be Live that I have collaborations with. So not just Live. Stephen and I have Live plus business collaboration, but I have another person I met through Be Live that I have a business collaboration with. So it's great. Even if you're only connecting with one or two people, I think it's the quality of connections you're making more so than the quantity of people watching.
I agree. You can make deep connections which actually lead to projects, and that's the beauty of Be Live. A point from Steve, there are a number of live-only Facebook groups. Do you guys share to that? Make a big difference. That's a good point. If you have a list of them, or we'll search ourselves, but if you've got a list of a couple, that would be handy, Steve. We'll do that on our next.
I honestly haven't even. I know a couple of live streaming groups that I'm a member of. One of those is actually Stephen's, but I've not done a search for live only groups. And I think that's an interesting idea, because one of the things that we've been struggling with is how do we find live streamers and then follow them, because there's no TV guide for Facebook Live, unfortunately. And so if we don't get that notification, then we don't get to see the ones that we already know we like. And then it's really difficult to even find Facebook Live feeds, and other than just the random. There's no way to search by topic is what I'm getting at.
You can't. So it's hopeless.
So if I'm really interested in watching live videos about, I don't know, pet care, there's no way for me to find that.
No, indeed. But what we have done today is, whilst we haven't discovered the reason why we had seen certain difficulties, what we've noticed, I think, is that we went live without announcing it, and then we shared it out, and we shared it out personally, not using any automation whatsoever. And what has been happening is the first 20 minutes of the show, we're getting no viewers. That totally changed with this today. And Steve, thank you for joining us. Yes, and see you later. Take care. Bye for now. Yeah, I mean, what was happening was there were no viewers for the first 20 minutes or so.
Well, and we discovered that sometimes there was nothing showing for the first couple of minutes. It would be like nothing there. No. It would be saying that this should go live soon or something. But we were actually already live. It just wasn't showing up for the audience who may have actually been there.
That's true. And we've answered one or two questions and created one or two more. Everybody, we'll just go to the final run through. Hang on, I'm just going to go to the agenda. This is to explain who we are to the people who have just joined us. This is Be Live in 5 with Tina and Stephen from the Be Live in 5 group, which we run. And we are talking about testing Facebook reach and what happens when you don't schedule a show, when you just go live. And we've been through all that, and we now have some thing to think about, don't we, really?
Absolutely.
So from us, thank you to everybody who watched live, and we will see you again. This has been a short broadcast just to test out a theory or two, and thank you for your time, and we'll be back. I'm back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. If you're learning German, ask Angelica at 2 p.m. at 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. And Tina, when are you back live?
I will be live Sunday at 7:05 Eastern with Take It to the Mat with Michelle O'Neill. And we focus on helping veterans and women in the military transition from military to civilian life. And then Stephen and I will both be back Tuesday for repurposing.
We will. And good news from April. This way of doing it is working because we've got 136 views in 30 minutes. And I think we had at peak an audience of 12 live viewers.
And that's better than we usually have when we schedule.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, this for a show that wasn't announced, it is very good. And everybody who's joined, thank you.
Thank you for the shares.
We look forward to see. Oh, big thank you for the shares. We love the shares. And take care, everybody. And we'll both see you again soon. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And we're closing down now.